Good evening. I am Coyote Thunder, and this is CNN. Tonight we investigate unusual events taking place in the Middle East.
Yes.
We go live to the Judean hill country city of Hebron. I am joined by an elderly couple, the priest of the local temple, Zechariah, and his wife Elizabeth, two Jews who believe they have had some kind of divine visitation. Zechariah, tell us how this began.
I just returned from the market where I was able to find some cloth for our baby swaddling clothes. I'm so tickled, Zechariah. Your question, Zechariah didn't believe when the courier gave him the good news, and the courier told Zechariah because he didn't believe, you're not going to be able to talk until this baby's born.
I'm sorry, ma'am. Are you telling me you are pregnant?
Yes, we're about 6 months along now. Zach and I never thought this would be possible. We don't have any children, but we thought we were past the time when we could have children.
I don't mean to be rude, ma'am, but isn't it medically impossible? I mean, how old are you and your husband?
I understand. We certainly never thought we would be in this way. We too are a little surprised. I'm 82 and Zach is 94.
82 and 94. I mean, what? This courier, how is this possible?
Zach's trying
What
to
is that,
say.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
Yeah, Zach's trying to say that all things are possible with God. If the courier hadn't come to each of us, we don't think either of us would have believed this. In desperate times like this, war, famine, earthquake, God is still shaking things up to let us know we are not forgotten. I'm naming the baby John. Now, just a few days ago, my cousin Mary from Nazareth came to visit. She's only 12 years old. She told me the courier had told her that she is pregnant also. And when I heard this, the babe just leaped in my belly to let me know how special Mary's baby is. I told Zach, if these couriers keep coming here in Judea and Galilee, there's going to be a whole lot of us pregnant in this thunder. Oh, man.
Breaking news, we go now live where Elizabeth's niece Mary from Nazareth is making her way with her betrothed, Joseph, also from Nazareth. Mary, we understand you have spent time with your Aunt Elizabeth in Judean hill country. She related some extraordinary events taking place with her pregnancy. We understand your pregnancy is no less extraordinary.
Yes, Miss Thunder. A courier from God showed up in Bethlehem and let me know that even through this difficult time, God is with me. I was like, I'm poor, I'm 12, my town is raided by the Romans not less than a year ago. Are you sure this is where God's blessings occur?
It's blessing.
The angel says to me, Mary, this is where God's blessings occur. I said, okay, far be it from me to argue with God. I remember when Jewish mother Hannah thought she was forgotten. Hannah, you are not forgotten. So I said, let's do this. I'm a part of God's story too, you see. That's why my Aunt Elizabeth said too, Miss Thunder.
As a Jew,
let the Romans do the worst, Miss Thunder. This God lifts poor people like me. Throws down all those who thinks this is how the world should work. This ain't the way, Miss Thunder. This ain't the way. This baby is going to know what way that God wants things to be. As you, I'm going to teach it to him. He's going to know.
But your Aunt Elizabeth.
But my Aunt Elizabeth said exactly the same thing, Miss Thunder. No disrespect intended. Reminded me that God always works in this way. So if I was looking for a courier to show up at Caesar's palace, I was wrong. No, that courier showed up at my home in Nazareth, away from Rome's altars and statues and thrones. My Aunt Elizabeth said to me, well, why should Be surprised. This is the way God always works.
But it doesn't look like you are in Nazareth any longer. Joseph, where are you now?
We're on our way to Bethlehem. Our families both came from Nazareth as refugees. So when Caesar wanted to get a head count so he could impose taxes, he told everyone to go home to their homeland. And that's where we are going. We're going back to Bethlehem.
But Mary is pregnant. There are thousands of immigrants headed back to Bethlehem. How will you find a place to stay?
We don't really know.
This ain't easy, the path that God sends us on. Ain't no courier from God or ant in the hill country or story from our faith that tells us this is going to be easy, okay? I know you would rather cover some flashy Roman celebrity, but we are humble people, making God's way, knowing that all things going with all the warriors robbing.
So we are just humble people making God's way, knowing that that way things are going with all the warring and robbing of people's lives. That ain't God's way. Got it? Good.
Breaking news. CNN has learned that there are shepherds who have experienced what is being termed a celestial event. For more, we go straight to the field to talk to these shepherds. We go to the lead shepherd, Tawa Boskos. Mr. Boskos, tell us what happened.
Well, Coyote, for me, shepherding is a cold, smelly business. I think for all of us, it is a cold, smelly business.
Cold and smelly.
We were out shepherding a sheep of one of the local landowners last night when this light comes from the sky with God's messenger standing in front of us. I'm afraid. I think most of us were afraid.
I was kind of excited, to tell the truth. And, I was also kind of scared too. I was scared too.
I mean, this messenger was bright. And I think most of us were thinking, we are a sinful people. God has punished us. What does God want to do with us now? I am poor. I am a sinner.
You're sinners.
Or we are sinners.
We're sinners. Yeah.
Then this courier, this messenger says to us, do not be afraid. I've got good news. Someone is being born who will liberate us from being poor, from being sinners, and it will be a great joy for all of you. Here's the sign. You will find a baby in Bethlehem with all the migrants, poor like you, smelly like you, in a feeding trough for animals. You shall know him because he will be like you.
Like us. Yeah.
He will be like us. But then suddenly, there was not only one courier, but an array, an army of messengers, Coyote, a massive army. Coyote, they filled the sky and they were singing to let us know that God wanted peace with us.
It was singing like I had never heard before. It filled the whole sky with sound. It made my whole body vibrate with the whole ground vibrate. Singing like I had never heard.
So what did you do?
What would you do, Coyote? I left for Bethlehem. We left for Bethlehem. God wanted peace with us. We left for Bethlehem to find this baby who was like us. That's what we're doing now, walking to Bethlehem. This is finally good news, Coyote. Finally good news.
This is the time of the census, Mr. Boskos. Aren't you afraid that what Rome will do to you?
It was an army of God, Toyota. God is with us.
God is with us.
Breaking news, CNN has just learned that foreign dignitaries have arrived in Jerusalem to speak to the provincial ruler, King Herod. We go to King Herod now. I see you are just outside the Jerusalem temple.
Yes, Mrs. Thunder, it is one of the many building projects accomplished under my direction. I serve at the satisfaction of Caesar, and so I build only in his honor, and for his glory may his name be praised.
I know, though, sir, many in the local populace are upset with your building project, saying they literally tax the rural poor, devastate the economy on behalf of the rich, and employ at low wages local workers to make these projects possible. Jews say the debt you have created is not in keeping with Mosaic law.
That is a very narrow point of view, Mrs. Thunder. I sit just outside the Jewish temple I built for my Jewish people. I am a Jew, Mrs. Thunder. I am the king of the Jews, Mrs. Thunder. Has there been a king who has been universally loved by their subjects, Mrs. Thunder? I am Herod the Great, not Herod the so-so or Herod the Weak. I would say I am universally respected as king of the Jews, Mrs. Thunder.
I wanted to turn to the foreign dignitaries who recently arrived from the Parthian Empire, an empire long seen as an antagonist to Rome and Caesar. They, in fact, were looking for the King of the Jews in a child, and they did not believe the King of the Jews was you. I believe that they charted the stars looking for the King of the Jews, and they now have gone ahead to Bethlehem.
Yes, that was an interesting conversation, Mrs. Thunder. I have sent troops into Bethlehem so that we might make clear that the title King of the Jews is only reserved for one person. We'll see what my troops find, Mrs. Thunder.
Are you sending those troops ahead to kill children? Isn't this in keeping with Caesar's thought of you? And I quote, "It is better to be Herod's pig than his own son." Do you think killing children in Bethlehem is an appropriate policy decision, knowing how... Oh, we seem to have lost our feed. We'll go ahead from King Herod. We'll go ahead and try and get that back. Breaking news, CNN has found the foreign dignitaries making their way to Bethlehem. We go to a live feed with them right now. If you would please introduce yourselves and tell us the nature of your delegation.
Good evening. We are delighted to be here, so close to greeting this King of the Jews. My name is Casper. I am here with my colleagues, Melchior and Balthazaar. As advisors to the Parthian Empire, we first charted stars which told us that a king of the Jewish people was soon to be born. So we made our way from the north to Jerusalem, where we believed we could acquire more information.
What did you find in Jerusalem? Oh, I apologize. Melchior, were you trying to say something?
As with any king, we have brought the requisite gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh as a royal tribute to begin our formal diplomatic relations.
And what did you find in Jerusalem?
The sages and scribes of the Jewish people in Jerusalem told us that the king would be born in the town of Bethlehem. We go there now.
What do you hope to find in Bethlehem?
We do not know. What we are aware of is that this Jewish God seems to be strange and unique. Like many paths, this God values compassion and justice, but the people learn of this path with how they relate to slaves, the poor, and the forgotten.
It's not so much what we hope to find as what we hope to learn. How is such a God made manifest in the world? What will we learn?
We all expect to be surprised. Is this, however, not the journey of all wisdom? To have the sky expanded, to learn that the horizon is far longer and deeper than originally thought.
Breaking news, CNN has just learned that Mary has had her baby. We go live to Bethlehem, where we speak to Mary of Nazareth. I know you must be tired, Mary, but I understand there were some amazing events that happened around the birth of your child. Could you share with us?
There were some pretty amazing events, Miss Thunder. I am tired. I need to sleep. We are still here with all the other immigrants that are here in Bethlehem. We'll be moving on, though.
Why will you be moving on? Where will you go?
Have you heard that Herod wants to separate children from their parents and kill our child? We have moved from Bethlehem to Nazareth and now back to Bethlehem. We don't know where we'll go. We don't know where we will go.
But certainly you understand Herod's point of view. He thinks he is the king of the Jews. He sees any other person named king of the Jews as a threat.
Okay, who are you? No, really, who are you? Are you even a human being? Who thinks this is a good idea? Who gets so far down the well that you can't even see what is real? You want me to see the other side when the other side wants to kill my baby?
But Mary, God.
No, I am still speaking. Okay, listen to me. All of these couriers who appear and sing, all of these shepherds who are overjoyed, all of these foreign dignitaries that bring gifts, that is all kind and gives us some courage to take the next step. But God doesn't promise just because things are going to change, that things will be easier, safe. Okay, God promised to be with me like Moses, like Miriam, like Hannah. We need to go. But one last thing. What will you say about us?
We will report the news, Mary. That is what we do.
Yeah. But will it be our good news? Will it be that God is with us, poor immigrants in Bethlehem, with us as refugees, headed off to who knows where? Or will you tell the world there is our side and then there is Herod's side point of view? It matters. It matters how you tell the story, Miss Thunder. How will you tell the story?
Breaking news, CNN has learned that Herod has deployed troops to Bethlehem. We will keep you informed as details emerge from this story.
Breaking news from the wealthy and powerful then, Miss Thunder. Not good news. I have to go.